Okay, people, so now it is October 15th, right? 2019. There is, it's up for debate as to what's going on with YouTube and comments these days, right? I don't like what they're doing in terms of changing over their format because, first of all, the font is much lighter and harder for my eyes to see. I've already submitted plenty of responses when I go back into the original. I like this one better. I already discussed it, I'm pretty sure. And anyway, fonts is one of them. The fonts are way too light. Okay, so, I was downstairs getting ready to paint, whatever, okay. Came upstairs. You can see 3 were held for, wandering eye. 3 were held for review. I already approved them, people. Okay. They just came up. They were answers. This one here. Okay, Miss Judy, thank you for your response. I'm from New York. Hooty hoo. In the Bronx. Hooty hoo. And I read and watch your videos. It's sad, but rest in peace, Shimei. Sorry. So I approved it. And then, now, people, for the ones that are watching, do you see this? This is posted by me. Because sometimes, I answered this person, okay? And then, when I went on to the actual page itself, my comment was not there. I did it twice. Okay? So, I ended up taking out my email because I was giving this person my email, right? So that they can send me their address and I can mail out a book because I want to do a mailing very soon. And as you can see, I said, YouTube is deleting my post for whatever reason. Just send me an email and we'll take it from there. Right? I'll need your address. As I work on cleaning off my sewing table, I'll pull out a few books for you to choose one. I have to send it by registered mail, as someone said they sent me an envelope through regular mail in the middle of September, but I haven't received it yet. Okay, so what's happening here is, people, okay, I haven't done the books yet, we know that, right? I lost a tenant, right? I'm absorbing the cost of Auntie Shimei's room, right? Okay, because not everything is about money, right? You know what I mean? And so, there's financial adjustments that I have to make, and it just so happens I have food security in the house. So I'm okay with that, right? So, but the books have been kind of on the back burner because I bought another little freezer because we're going to get in the fridge, because we're going to get into the, the puddings and the ice creams and the yogurts and that kind of stuff, right? So I bought that, and then I bought the bed, and then I had to buy the mattress. So it's not like, and I have to buy cat food, right? So it's not like, I have a lot of disposable income here because I'm cutting back on other bills to pay for that other stuff while I don't have money for groceries anymore, basically, right? But the box that I'm sending to Kitimat is almost packed, and I want it out of my sewing room, and the weather is changing, so I got to pluck a few sage plants and put them in a plastic bag and just ship that out, right? And then, I've got the 2 books there, one for Virginia, and the other one, I think it's Massachusetts, but through my scatterbrain self here with my papers, the one lady who gave me her address is tucked in with a whole bunch of other papers somewhere else that are tucked somewhere else, because my papers are just stacking up here, right? And then the other lady, because I wasn't quite ready to send it out in the mail, right, I never emailed her to get her address, so that didn't happen. But there's still 2 books. And then there's Cindy D out there, right? I would like to give her the first original book when I did the Google Hangout with Tiffany Draper. And that was the first book that was given away, right? So I'm thinking Cindy D. So when I get them on the table, in the envelopes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the box, right? Get it pretty much out the door. And if not that, at least half within the week, right? But the thing is, there was a lady who messaged me, and anyway, she wanted to send me something, so it comes in an envelope, right? And she sent it out in the middle of September, but for whatever reason, it hasn't shown up here in Canada yet, and it came from Kansas through regular mail. So, with that said, now I'm a little reluctant to send these books out in regular mail if it's going to take that long to get to its destination through Canada Post and US Post, right? Because I want to promote stamps. I want to put a bunch of stamps on my envelopes, and I want to get stamps back, right? So, but the thing is, once you start sending it registered mail, then it costs more money. So, anyway, that's happening. So, but the thing is, I answered that particular post, right? 2 times I posted, and 2 times, for whatever reason, they were deleted. And then I posted again. I took out my email, which is simply newnationsunity@gmail.com, right? I use it for here, right? And it went through, but because over the years, right, sometimes I will copy and paste a whole thread and as it's developing, right? Because what happens is, like, and this was before I brought in, what is it called? Oh, I did not want to drag this out. Censoring comments, right? The only reason I censored comments initially was because of what was happening with Uncle John, right? And that troll network that came in with Uncle John and GMOI happened after Uncle John. So the only way I could control the nonsense in terms of, I don't know what you want to call it, people, I have to approve the comments first, right? So 99.9% of the time, I approve comments. If I don't like you and I think you're absolutely rude and obnoxious, I will simply block you. But before I block you, right, I would copy and paste your nonsense and how you've got my attention and I'm answering that nonsense, and then you get slick and delete your comment, which deletes the whole thread. I don't like that, right? If you got balls to come out there and talk a bunch of fucking nonsense and you've actually got my attention where I'm playing into that nonsense, and then you want to delete the comment and then comes back and say something else because you're just acting stupid, well, then, before I'd block you, I would copy and paste so that other people can read it at their leisure. And, whether they agree or they don't agree is not the point. The point is it's been documented, right, of some of the bullshit that I've had to go through fake usernames, the computer Rambo that sits behind the computer and can talk smack, right? Or I will type out things, blah, 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 and then I will just, because I feel that it's important, right, for whatever reason, I will copy and paste and I will repost it and I'll leave the original up, right? So there's 2 there. So if one should disappear, right, for whatever reason, we've got the backup one. Because that was happening to me at one point too. I'd put the backup one and that one would simply disappear. It's almost like as if there's somebody else that has access to my channel and is monitoring it in the background. Because, YouTube could simply say it's just a YouTube glitch right now because we're in the process of changing formats. But at the end of the day, so anyway, if I feel that it's important and I, for whatever reason, whether it's good or bad, right, then I will recopy the whole thread so that there's that backup. I'm trying to relax on that and trust people that they're not going to come in and, blah, 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 and then delete their account or delete their posts. I'm hoping that they leave their posts forever. Because technically I can't go from everyone, and repost and repost and repost. Right? I do it on the ones where I'm, either really adamant about what I'm saying, or two, I just want to document how other people have been responding to me over the years, especially, after the fact of Uncle John going missing. Because you can go into my old videos and you'll see that I'm talking to somebody, but whoever the hell I'm talking to have long gone and all their posts have been removed, right? Because in those days, that's the way it was. You were only allowed so many characters, first of all, so you had to do it in succession, right? If you were in the middle of a thought, you came up to your 200 characters, you had to start, click, post it, and then continue with your thought, click, and then post it, right? YouTube's been around for a long time. So anyway, now that we got that out of the way, what I'm trying to say is that if people are finding that their posts are disappearing, they're not the only ones. I'm having that problem too. And before I would remove your post, I'd warn you first. And then, if you still wanted to be a dickhead about it, then I would just ban you. And that's all, right? Because I'm not feeling very well. That's like having my daughter addicted to drugs coming around causing trouble all the time. I can only deal with it for so long. Okay, so anyway, over here though, I don't know what this is, okay? Because I've already approved them. And this is what I want to show you. I've already approved them, right? Oh. And this is coming in on this one here. Okay, hold on. Where is it? Oh. These are comments that I haven't responded to. They make you think twice as hard now. And then there's this one. Now, if you see here, this is posted by me. This is the person's original post. But I reposted it in case, for whatever reason, this person decides to close their account or delete all their information or like posts or whatever they did there, right? And then come back in and accuse me of deleting their post. I've had it happen to me, people. That's what I mean by stupid mind games. So anyway, here it is, right here. Well, I see that you have removed factual comments that did not fit your narrative. Why? Well, I haven't removed anything because it's right there. You can see, right? This is all comments that have been approved. And, I don't appreciate that, right? Because if I was removing them, I would tell you. But I did repost it in the event that you should, remove your own posts as you're still accusing me of removing them. Okay, but we're going to go into this. And this is another thing I don't like about YouTube. You have to go more clicking to get to where you want to go. Right? Okay, now it should be showing here. Here's the one that I posted. I reposted so that if you get mad at me and you decide to delete all your comments, they're still left behind. Well, I see that you have removed factual comments. No. This is your original post, word for word. And then these are my answers. Right? Yours should be here. It's right there. Well, I see you have removed factual comments that did not fit your narrative. Why? So they're there. However, for some reason, It's in a different section now. Like, what the hell is this? What do they want me to do here, people? These comments are held for review based on your community settings. I've already approved them. Okay? I've looked at my settings, review my settings. The only thing I have is hold all comments for review. And I've already explained why. I didn't have to do that until Uncle John went missing. Hold all comments for review. And this is comments on my discussion tab. And this is on new videos. Right? General. Channel. Defaults. Now these are the people that I have blocked over the years. Did I want to block them? No. I didn't, people. That's not my style. But I had to. Like, New Nation's nasty. Like, what the fuck is that? Right? You know? What's the defaults? Okay, that's the defaults. So, I allow all comments, hold potentially inappropriate, none of that. Just hold the comment. Right? So, right? What is this, though? Right? I've already approved it. I've shown it to you. Now I'm scared to do anything. Because what does this mean? Dismiss? Like, am I dismissing that these comments are being held and they're going to disappear? They want me to click something, but it... Hold on a minute. Okay. So anyway, I'm okay with a difference of opinion. Right? So, I don't know why YouTube is doing this because I've already approved them. Do I dismiss this? Like, what happens if I just go somewhere else? Because I've already approved them, people. Right? Do they come back up? Well, I don't know. Is it still there? This is all the comments. Here's his one right here. I've explained it in written form. And I've even taken the time now with, what do you call it? With answering. And then this person answered back, but is now superimposing themselves, right, to say that I am torturing myself. Karma is coming. Okay, so, Judy, I'm just going to read this to you. Judy, I sympathize with you, I do, but you cannot keep torturing yourself over this. Okay, that's your opinion. I can handle that. We all know you're a great mother, have done and will continue to do so. You're best for your family. Karma is coming for that, for the sick bastard that did this to Shimei, and I pray that it is swift with purpose and you get to watch. Well, in regards to that, I can't wait for karma because the way the world seems to work is the bad people get to get away with everything and live long lives and, you know, party hardy and, right, just whatever, you know, never go to jail for anything, right? So I'm not waiting for karma. And as to watch, well, I don't think I'd want to watch. I'd like to know, but not watch, right? And it says here, then this person says, you have to give it over to a higher power now for peace. Well, that again, that's your opinion. I'm looking for justice on multiple levels, which is quite different than peace. What you are doing now is not healthy. Again, that is your opinion, right? Anything that I do is not healthy, so it wouldn't really matter in the great grand scheme of things. Shimei would want you to focus on her life and her gifts to the world, not her death. Okay, well, now that you've brought that topic up, guess what I found today? I found Shmei's, what is it called? Graduation certificate from 2014. Because I was in her room today. Notice how I say her room. Notice how I say Uncle John's room. How is it that two ghosts can have rooms in my house? They have their own room. Shmei is a ghost. She has her room. Uncle John is a ghost. And he still has his room, people. Now that would make a good story. Anyway. Well, for some reason, I came across this in the closet. For whatever reason, I missed it when I found her dress. I thought I had gotten everything down from there, but I didn't. Her hat, her graduation hat is up there. Oh, there's actually something else in this envelope too, I think. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see this, people. We'll see it together. Now that you see, this is how you do videos on the fly. Okay? We'll see it together. You see? I don't know where that glare is coming from. The computer. Right? This is on her graduation. Look at her teeth, people. She got beautiful teeth. And then I found this. This was in the envelope with this. I didn't see the picture until now. But this is her graduation certificate. You see? From 2014. That's when she graduated grade 12. Okay, so now I'm downstairs, right? And I find this. I'm in the room. I'm steam cleaning, right? Getting ready to move stuff more in, right? And the guys, the kitchen guys are there working and whatnot. So, I'm going to work on the bathroom this week. They're doing pretty good. They're a good crew, this one. I told them that I'm going to tell my landlady that she needs to keep you guys. A band of Punjabi men that know what they're doing. It's always good when you come across people that know what they're doing. So anyway, I find that, right? And, you know, and I know this lineman for country isn't going to like it, right? Because obviously he or she, I can't say if you're a man by the title of your username, you technically should be a man. But I don't want to say man this, man that, buddy, dude, and then you come back at me and, oh, well, didn't you know I was a woman? I'd be like, shut up. Right? You know, and then on the other hand, I don't want to, you know, just target men and say that the linemen are the only ones that can go out and do whatever linemen do. I'm kind of like thinking fishing gear or, you know, running, like, you know, the wiring on bridges or something, right? You wouldn't find too many women out there doing it, but that's not to say that you couldn't find a woman out there doing it in the great grand scheme of the world, right? Because I'm sure there's a few women that do that. That's like being a woman in the cops, on the force with the cops, right? A woman going into an all-man bunker. So anyway, you know, for what it was worth, people, with her graduation, it meant nothing. Absolutely nothing. If the politicians and policymakers and government employees that are employed to protect the public cannot protect the public, because they certainly did not protect my daughter, then this meant nothing. It means nothing to every kid coming up in this province, okay? If it's that easy to get snuffed out and have it shuffled under the table because everybody's looking to make some money off of something, versus just doing their job and getting a paycheck and going home and being an honest and reliable and sincere public servant like Uncle John. There's not too many Uncle Johns around. Now, Uncle John was a janitor, so obviously he was much more humble than some of these other people that are employed by the government, because there's a lot of wretched people out there that are participating in criminal activity, that do things that make me talk about those things then by default, which means these things mean absolutely nothing. No justice, no peace. So that's my opinion on that. That's how I feel about that. It was fruitless. It was pointless. It meant nothing. It didn't accomplish anything. And it's a charade. Because the people that gave this to my daughter are part of the same crowd. Right? They set her up to fail. Because they didn't hold to account the rest of the union in terms of a public employee to protect their protégés that were equivalent to a genius. Unless, of course, they were harvesting something, which after the last year and a half, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they could have harvested her eggs. Why not? She was smart. Right? She was beautiful. She had straight teeth. She had long, beautiful hair. She had a tiny waist. She had good blood. So maybe they harvest her organs for cloning purposes. For more experiments. Right? Or maybe they harvest her brain to see how it worked, because they damn well knew that they had a gifted child and they basically really did nothing with her. And then when they had her, like I said in a previous video, they just fucked with her brain, tried to turn her against me, right? Instead of nurturing what she had and telling her to go home and listen to her mom. They didn't want that, people, because whoever is control of the union is selective as to who can have a voice. And as for this lineman for country sitting up there saying, what was it? If Shimei had become a nurse like she wanted to, and found herself in that position where she had to dote over dead bodies as if it was Lucy coming out of the coffin, ready to join the team kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's how morbid it was, right, people, when you really think about it. And I've already stated in that video that Shimei would not have done that. Shimei would have bellowed out from the top of her lungs how corrupt the healthcare system really is. If she started working within the elderly population that are locked up into these care facilities, being run by immigrant workers, 98% of them, whether they're from the Philippines, from Korea, China, wherever they come from, India, doesn't matter. They're all from somewhere else, except for that 2%. And she started working in there. And if there would have been elderly abuse, she would have went off, people. Because Shimei was like that. So, don't ever put your thinking where Shimei would have been just like them. Because she would have not. And they made sure she couldn't be herself. Because they seen her as a threat. Because they knew how intelligent she was. And it got her nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Because the public union sector in the province of British Columbia, Canada, does not protect its public. That's my opinion on that, people. And then, as if things couldn't get better, I'm in the kitchen, right? I'm almost near the end here, right? Now, there is a little clip where I was outside a couple days ago with Andre sawing walnut rounds. So I'm going to add it into this, okay? Because it's just kind of like a little generic, you know. What are we doing? He had his little friend over. They were with their saws. So he's pretty proud of that, right? And this is more of a mellow video, right? I can't be looking at Shimei and then next thing you know it, I'm there sawing with Andre, right? You kind of keep that to itself, right? Totally different topic. But I can put it in with this just so it doesn't get too far behind. So anyway, I'm in the kitchen. I'm washing the window, the frame, taking out the old blinds, hanging up new blinds because I happen to have them. These things have been sitting on my porch for like more than a half a year, and they fit perfect. So that worked out good. And then, I'm looking in the cupboards. Then my son comes home, and then I'm like, well, what's in this cupboard? Is this yours? And he goes, no. And I'm like, well, it's not egg. Is it egg? He goes, no, that's Shimei's cupboard. I said, excuse me? He goes, no, that's Shimei's food. Do you know that Shimei's food has been sitting in her cupboard since she's been gone? I just found it today. So I thought I'd share it with you. And of course, I'm down there after I sit down for a minute, and I just kind of want to cry, people. I really do. I really kind of want to cry. So, I don't know. This is, like, you don't understand. She died in the living room. Right? Not even 10 feet away from where I'm standing in the kitchen. Right? That is something that we have to live with all the time while we continue to stay in this house. And then when we leave the house, we still have to be reminded that she's not here. And that there is no justice for her. Right? So anyway, this is her food. And then we've got just pasta sauce. Right. I don't know what that is. There's my jars. These are the jars I tell you to keep. These are good jars. Right. Cooking sauce, tomatoes and chilies. Some tomato paste. That's what caught my eye. I went to my son. I said, is that your food in the cupboard there? Because I thought it was Edgar's. It's been sitting there the whole time. Right by the stove. This is hers. And then we got some bouillon cubes and stuff. Peas, some rice, macaronis, And then there's just a few out of Kansas. That's like, you know. So anyway, that was my day, people. So, in regards to removing comments, the only way that I would basically remove a comment is, one, if I really felt it was spam and just whatever, right? Which is that 1%. And before I would remove comments, I would copy and paste so that we have that backup copy, because either one, I have a feeling that you're going to delete all your posts and everything will disappear, and I don't want that to happen because I want people to see these posts for whatever reason. Or two, you delete your account and they disappear that way, right? And I don't want that to happen, so that's why we have the backup. And then what happens is, if you're completely out of control, obviously, you know, you're definitely somebody there just to cause shit, right? And, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You can go and take that opinion somewhere else, and I would block you, and that would be it, right? Because I do have my stalkers. Ever since Uncle John went missing, and then my daughter got murdered, and there's people out there who don't like me to talk about that because they want me to suffer in silence and then be at peace. Not saying that that's what Lineman Country is trying to tell me, suffer in silence, don't talk about it no more, leave it to God and karma, and, you know, and, right, and have peace. And no, there is no peace. There is no peace. Not when you're a targeted individual through the public union sector for whatever reason, whether it's just directly related to a beehive mentality, and, you know, people are unaware of their you know, people are followers, right? Following off the cliff kind of thing. So anyway, that's all I got to say.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay, people, this is Andre's idea. He wanted to get the camera. So, anyway, it's October 11th, 2019. We're outside. Amari's over there.
Cutting wood.
Yeah, cutting wood for Andre's walnut art, right?
And for a necklace too, maybe.
Well, necklaces, mobiles, art supplies, crafts, learning tools, just whatever. Anyway, the stock is piling up. So right now he's just making English walnut rounds. Come and show us what you did. No, show us what you did. Where is it? That's a nice one. You're getting good at it.
Yep.
He's using his saw. I'm using obviously the skill saw, right? Okay. Don't worry about that. I can do those ones. It will be faster. It will be faster if I use the skill saw. You go and just do what you were doing on that side.
Do you know what the important thing is, people?
What's the important thing?
Keep your hand not too close, because that's how you cut your hand off. Keep your hand like right over here.
Yeah, over here. Where are we?
Exactly there.
We have rudimentary systems.
So what do you know Devon's home?
I collect the sawdust because at some point we're going to try and make paper. Very good. Hold on. Here we go. That's a nice one. Yeah, that's really nice.
Well, it's like Halo's ring.
Yeah, you did a good job on it. Okay,
You
so...
see, people, I'm just cutting these.
Uh-huh,
Right
yeah.
here.
But Nana is the one that produces the bulk here, so I need to get up in here and do this, so I don't know. What do you want to do with this?
What do you want to do with what?
Well, with the camera, I got it. I had my
I can
break.
videotape you, then.
Yeah, it's hard. I need you to hold that stick, but here, you go ahead, try this, then fine. I'll see what I can do on my own.
Okay, here goes now with the skill saw.
Yeah. With the skill saw. This is why Nana's hands get. Pay attention. Okay? I'm always using my hands for things that I shouldn't be using them for. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Oh my lord, I almost fell. Okay. As Uncle John would say, it's like gymnastics. So here, these ones I've cut on an angle. So when we do art, we can kind of, you know, I don't know. Now this wood is green. It's green, eh? It hasn't had a chance to set. But do you see how you can start making a little picture or something?
Yep.
A 3D picture?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, people, do you know what else you can make with these? Look. If you have these big, you can make a car with these size.
Yeah, you could make a car with those.
Or a train with these. Any kinds.
Yeah.
Besides, we're going to make a ball with this.
Mobile, yeah.
And then that's all we're going to do.
Well, what are we going to do with the sawdust?
We're going to, I don't know.
Are you paying attention? What are we going to do with the sawdust?
I don't know.
Well, at some point we're going to try and make paper with it.
Paper?
Yeah, why not? Okay, you can turn it off.
Okay. Good talk. Hello. Cutting some wood. It's very difficult, but I'm getting there.
That builds character. Right.
Right.
Yeah. Pay attention to him.
Hello? What's the matter? Cut your finger? I cracked it. We can videotape each other. Come on. Okay. No! I don't think I can make it, dude.
Here, he wants to be with you guys. He doesn't want to be over here. Yeah, you want to go be with the kids? Okay, come on.
Other people. How are we going to bring him home?
Try to put him in the back over there so we don't accidentally.
Well, I'll just put him right here.
That's actually kind of dangerous there now. How about you put him in the shade? The shade's more comfortable.
Yeah, you know, he needs vitamin D.
Vitamin D?
Vitamin D. He just wants to be a part of the crowd. Right, Amari? Amari, what you doing? He's the foreman. Amari, Amari, what you doing? You're the foreman, the boss man.
Wait, what?
Amari's the boss. He's the boss. Amari.
No, really, Amari's the boss.
Amari's the boss. He's the boss. Amari, what you doing? Amari, you're the foreman. Amari. Ooh.
He's not going to yell at us. This is not his wood.
Ooh.
This is us. Right now?
Amari's the foreman.
Okay, I'll get you out the camera now.
He's the